TI can say shh. You're like, what? Yeah, think about words like nation, station, partition. Now look at that last word. There's two TIs in partition, but only the last one says shh. That's because this rule has two requirements. First, it has to be toward the end of a multisyllable word, and second, there has to be a vowel after it. So the two requirements for this, for the TI to say shh, is it has to be at the end, toward the end of a longer word, and there has to be a vowel right after it. Let me see if I can think of some more. There's TION at the end of a lot of words. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank after nation and state. How about, oh, potion, lotion. You'll see them everywhere. And this is why that TION says shun, because the TI says shh. The O is making the schwa sound, which you're going to learn in O month. And then that N says what you would expect. I know it is the tall SH because there are other ways to spell the SH sound. Oh yeah, the tall SH, yeah. So next time we're going to learn that CI also says shh, such as physician or musician. And we're going to learn when to use the TI, when to use the CI, and when to use the SH when spelling the sh sound. For today, we need to learn to know when to use TI. And that is when it comes toward the end of a multisyllable word and there's a vowel after it. You're not going to use an SH there. Here's why. SH comes at the beginning of words or at the end of short words, most of the time. So SH comes at the beginning or at the end of short words. It could be at the beginning of any length word or at the end of short words. Or it will be in the suffixes ish or ship. So let's get spelling. Let's try this. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so our first word that I want us to spell together is patient. So I'm going to separate the sounds in patient. So we have p, a, sh, n. Consonants first. P, a, sh. So my choices for the sh are an SH or an TI in this lesson. Here is a really obvious hint that I'm going to give you. It's never going to be an SH in this lesson. It's always going to be a TI. So whenever you hear the sh sound, it always is going to follow the rule that it's coming toward the end of a multisyllable word and there's going to be a vowel after it. There we go. Let me fix that. That was right. Okay, so for the SH sound, I'm going to put my TI there. Now, I also want you to learn for this lesson that whenever you hear shun at the end of usually it's a noun, you're going to spell it T-I-O-N. So this O, spelling the schwa sound, you're going to learn all about that in O month. But for now, I just want you to know that it spells the O sound in this shun unit. And then for the A sound, I can use just a regular old A because there's another vowel in the next one or two spots right there. Okay, looking at that example, your word is Roshan. Roshan, go ahead. Roshan. All right. Okay, so consonants first, we have R, O, sh, I'm spelling with a T-I, and then it ends with an N. And I've learned that this shun unit right here is spelled T-I-O-N. So I'm going to pop that O in there. The only vowel left is my O sound. And O says O when there's another vowel in the next one or two spots, which there is right there. So there's Roshan. Next, let's spell Sapsha. Sapsha. Let's do this one together. Oh, so in TI will usually spell sh in these three instances. TION, like nation or station. TIAL, as in partial, marshal. Okay, that TI is still saying sh because it's toward the end of a longer word and there's a vowel after it, still saying sh. Or sha, as in militia. So we have shun, shull, and sha. The TI saying sh in each of those. So in this next word that we're spelling, our word is sapsha. Sapsha. Let's put those sounds down. So we have s, a, p, sh, a. Consonants first. S, a, p, sh. I'm spelling with a TI. And now, if you weren't here during A month, let me tell you this amazing rule. Whenever you hear at the end of a word, it's always spelled with an A. Whenever you hear at the end of a word, it's always spelled with an A. And then for the sound, I'm going to use an A, which says right there because of those two consonants after it. So there's sapsha. Your word is epsha. Epsha. Go for it. Epsha. Yeah. So we have that consonant, p, and then our sh, we're spelling with a TI. So we have two vowel sounds left. For the we start spelling that sound with an E. Can it say in this spot? Sure can, because there's two consonants after it. And whenever you hear at the end of a word, you always spell it with an A. So there's epsha. Epsha. Now, quick pop quiz. Put in the chat, how do you spell shun at the end of a word? If you hear shun at the end, like nation, station, potion, lotion, how do you spell shun at the end of a word? Good. Good. Shun is very common, and it is spelled T-I-O-N. That T-I is spelling the sh sound. So many people don't know that. They just think that that's a random sequence of letters that makes a weird sound, shun. It doesn't look like it should say shun, but now you know. It actually does if you understand what's going on there. Hopefully you're feeling super smart to know that. Okay, number 3. T-shent. T-shent. Let's do this one together. So we have t, e, sh, e, n, t. So far, so good? Okay, consonants. T, e, sh is always going to be spelled with a T-I in this lesson. E, n, t. So far, so good? Vowels. That E sound is going to be spelled with an E because E says E when there's another vowel in the next one or two spots. This sound is going to be spelled with an E because E says when the next two letters are consonants. How are you feeling about that one? About T-shent. Nobody else can spell T-shent but you. That should make you feel very good. Yay. Okay, your word is, this actually might be a real word. Tell me if it is. Sentient. Sentient. If that's a real word, let me know. So, sentient. Sentient. If you have it, go ahead and drop it in the chat so I can see how you're doing. Sentient. All right. So let's work this out. So it should have your sounds. You should have this number of sounds, right? This many lines and these dots in those same spots. That's kind of to set you up for success so that you get on the right start for this word. So start there. Always compare your lines with mine and your dots with mine, just so that we set you up for success. So for sentient, our consonants are S, A. For the sh sound, I'm going to use a TI, always in this lesson. And then our consonants are N, T. Even though this says say and our brain recognizes how to spell that word, there's no Y needed in that word. If we can spell a sound with one letter, we do that. We only need to put another vowel if there's not already another vowel 1 or 2 doors away. But there is, so we don't need one, just the A. And then the E spells the S sound right there. Sentient. Good? Put in the chat how you're doing so far. G for good, NG for not so good. Oh, I love exclamation points. That makes me happy, Erica. Good, good. Okay. You're like, kind of both. Okay. All right, number 4. Let's do. Do you want it to get a little hard? A little challenging? Do you want a little bit of a challenge? Okay. All right. Your word is, remember the confident rule, but we're going to do this one together anyway. Patisha. Patisha together. P-A-T-I-S-H-A. That's a 3-syllable word. I can tell because there are 3 dots that don't touch. Consonants. P-A-T-I-S-H. We're spelling the sh with a T-I right here. All right, let's spell out our vowels. The A sound at the beginning is going to be spelled very good with an A. That's all you need because there's already a vowel 1 or 2 doors away. Now that I in the middle, I want to say I. The big question of the hour is, can this I say I in this spot? This is the question of the hour. Can this I say I here? The answer is yes, it can. Oh, you guys are so smart. You remember that so well. When I is in the middle syllable, it can say I. Well done. It doesn't need it doesn't need 2 consonants after it. And then for the sound, to spell the sound at the end of a word, we always use an A. So there's Patricia. Okay, your word, just as challenging, is Flatisha. Flatisha. Go ahead. Flatisha. There's a kind of a hidden sound at the beginning. Let me see if I can say it really well. Flatisha. Tisha. Check your lines with mine. Okay, so consonants first. We have a 2-letter consonant blend right here. That was the hardest part. Well, there's lots of hard parts in this word. So f, l, a, t, I, sh, ah. So for the A sound, I can use an A just fine because there's another vowel 2 doors down. For the I sound, I can use an I here without having to add another consonant because it's in the middle syllable. Let me say that again. I in the middle syllable can say I even if there's not 2 consonants after it. And then for the sound at the end, we spell it with an A. Now here's what I want you to look at. Here is a TI, and here is a TI. But only this one says shh. Here is a TI, and here is a TI, but only this one says shh. So as a reminder, you probably already know this. You're like, I already know what you're going to say. That's good. But as a reminder, for TI to make the SH sound, it requires 2 things. First, it has to be toward the end of a multisyllable word, which means there has to be a vowel somewhere before it that doesn't touch it. And there has to be a vowel after it. This I has a consonant after it. So it doesn't get to say shh. This I has a vowel after it, so it gets to say shh. Good? All right, let's do 1 or 2 more. Do you want an easy, a medium, or a hard? Which one do you want? Put it in the chat, EM or H. I have one of each. Okay, let's do medium then. Let's do Turation. Turation. I'll let you do this one. Turation. Go ahead and put it in the, drop it in the chat when you're done. Be careful of autocorrect for this word. Turation. Okay, good. So consonants first. You guys got that 2-letter consonant blend at the beginning. Well done. For the sh sound, I'm spelling it with a TI, and then there's an N at the end. Now I'm noticing that this is that shun unit that comes at the end of words, and it is spelled T-I-O-N. And then for the A sound, we're using an A, which says A just fine because there's another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. How are you feeling? Are you feeling like you're grasping it? How about if we do, I'm wondering if we should do an easy one at the end or a hard one at the end. I think you'll feel better about yourself if you do a hard one and you get it. So let's do a hard one, but let's do it together. Okay, our word is pefficient. Pefficient. Let's start by counting the sounds. P, e, f, I, sh, n. Now this one really is a hard one. So let's do it together. I said p, right? P, e, f, I, sh, n. There's my shun unit. I know is spelled T-I-O-N, so I'm going to drop that O in there. Now, for the S sound, I'm going to start it by spelling it with an E. However, can that E say in that spot? That E cannot say there because it requires 2 consonants after it to say So if there's not 2, make 2. And then for the I sound, we're going to put an I there, which says I just fine without 2 consonants after it because it's in the middle syllable. That was a doozy. That was a hard one. Okay, so we learned that TI can say shh when it's toward the end of a word and there's a vowel after it. Do you feel like you've got a little bit of a grasp on that now, more than you did 30 minutes ago? Maybe you didn't even know before that TI said shh. I thought that was the coolest thing when I first learned that. And it has to come toward the end, can't be at the beginning. SH comes at the beginning. SH comes at the end of short words, but TI comes toward the end of longer words. And next time you're going to learn that TI is usually used in nouns. CI is usually used in professions. Professions like, oh, that's a lot of a hint for next time, but we'll probably just go there when we get there. But TI is usually used in nouns or states or sometimes descriptions, but CI is usually used in professions like magician or physician. All right, your brain is expanding. I can see it. I can see your head growing. I can see it kind of spilling out your ears there a little bit. So enjoy being so brilliant. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.